Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are doing Habitat for Humanity Restore. That is going to be our volunteer project that we're doing for servant leadership. I am just going to ask you guys each what you guys thought of the river band. So Alyssa, like, explain some of the places that you went to, or like how the community was.
Well, I'd like to talk about one that really stood out for me. We did go to a couple of places, but it's called CFUM. It's the Children and Family Urban Movement, and it's at the Trinity United Methodist Church. And I really enjoyed learning what they're actually doing. Like, they do a lot of activities for the kids before and after school, making sure that they eat breakfast. They even have a supper club. That was probably my favorite one. I almost wish that we chose that, or if I had known about it, but that one really stood out to me.
How about you, Macy?
We went to the U.S. Community for Refugees and Immigrants. The thing that's going on right now with Donald Trump, there are about, she said, 63 million people who are in prosecution in their country. And to become a refugee, you have to actually cross an international border. So that gives about 21 million people who have actually crossed the border and are considered refugees. Out of those, only we were allowed to have 110,000 of them come to the United States when Obama was in office. Now, with Trump, we only are allowed to have 50,000 from the fiscal year, which was October.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
October. And we have already accepted 35,000. So from this February until this October, we only are allowed to have 15,000 more refugees. And the place that we went to explained this all to us. And the place that they have, it's about 500 refugees they normally get. And within these 4 coming months, there's going to be absolutely no more refugees. And what they normally do is they set up apartments for them because they come with absolutely nothing. They put everything that they need in the apartment, furniture, shampoo, food, all that kind of stuff. And they also teach them, because a lot of them do not know English. Some of them do, but a lot don't. So then they teach them how to read, talk, write, and help them to try to get a job and to be part of the community.
Okay.
Yeah, they were really adamant about an opportunity to do bus mapping. So you would go and take a picture of the place of the bus stop. So if you take this bus stop, you'll go to this said picture. So that was an interesting way to communicate. I didn't think about using pictures.
Yeah, I think my video froze on me. But yeah, I went to those as well. I went to the one on Monday, and it was like the later one, so it was already dark out. But we went to quite a few places. Like we went to, or we talked about St. Vincent de Paul, how they have like an education program there. We talked about some of the churches. I think one was like St. Mary's, or it might have been St. Joseph's. They did like the breakfast club and I think the supper club as well.
Oh, did you go to that one?
Yeah, we went to quite a few of them. And then we did, my personal favorite was the Freedom for Youth one. And I liked it because it was almost like, it was like gated. So it was like in its own little community, and it had like a building just for like arts and crafts, and then like another building for like woodwork, and another one for like metal work. Like they were taking apart bikes and like putting them together or fixing them up. And they had like a little coffee shop and stuff there. So
wow. I heard about the coffee shop.
Yeah. It was actually really cute. And they have like one of those big roaster machines. So they actually roast their own coffees and then sell it. So that place was pretty cool. I like Habitat for Humanity a lot. I've done it before, the construction one. I've never been in the restore one. But I'm sure it'll be just as fun. But if we hadn't have picked our
ready-made
plate, I probably would have like suggested other ones, just because I didn't realize like
there were so many.
Yeah, all the other things that they offered and stuff. Okay, so Then we'll talk about, so since we did choose Habitat for Humanity Restore, like what do you really think it is, Alyssa? Or like what, if you know what it is, what do you like are hoping to like get out of the experience?
Well, the reason I love the idea that they take the time and they actually will build houses, and you can volunteer to build houses for people like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, during this time of the year, I didn't feel comfortable being out in the cold.
Yeah.
So I have volunteered before in places where you would restock and organize items and materials. For me, I haven't had the best experience when I did it during high school and whatnot. So I'm hoping that this time will kind of open my eyes a little more, because I'm actually from Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
So being here in Iowa for only about a year, hopefully this will be a different environment, and hopefully it'll be a more positive experience as well.
I think you'll like it a lot. How about you, Macy?
Well, for a lot of the places like the Salvation Army and stuff, it's mostly closed. And how I interpret it, from what Tyler told me, was that the Restore, there might be stuff like that there, but it's mostly stuff for the home.
Yep.
Like there's decorations, there's wood, there's all kinds of stuff. So I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if a lot of people come in during the day, but I know that he did say that a lot of people do drop off stuff. So that's where you kind of get it and you take it in the back. And I personally have never done that before. I've never done a Restore, but it would be interesting just to kind of see how they work. It's on Euclid, which is pretty close to my house, but I honestly don't know which building it is. I drive by that every.
You know where the Quick Trip is, right by Hy-Vee?
Yes, the Hy-Vee on Euclid.
Yeah, if you're driving down Euclid, you'll see it. There's a big sign. Maybe
I just haven't drive down far enough, because I drive that every day.
Yeah, it's kind of by the I-235 highway entrances.
Yeah, that's where I get on every day.
Yep.
I wonder, because I want to drive by and just kind of see before we go there.
Yeah, if you'll find it if you just keep driving down on it, you'll come by it. So Habitat for Humanity Restore is a nonprofit home improvement, and it's also a donation center. So they take in like old furniture or home accessories, as long as they're in like good condition. We're in good condition where they can give it. I'm sure they do probably refurbish some of the stuff. So they'll give away like gently used furniture or appliances, home accessories, or building materials. Because I do know from experience for the construction part of Habitat for Humanity, the families actually do have to help build the houses. They have to put in a certain amount of hours, and they don't just get the house for free. They have
to work for it.
They have to work for it, and then they get it at a way cheaper price than what people would normally pay for it. So the Restore part of Habitat for Humanity is kind of like the foundation of the construction part, because that's where they'll get all their materials, and then like some of the families, I'm sure, get a lot of the furniture that's donated through them. So our task that we'll be doing is pretty much just like organizing items that are there, stocking the shelves with incoming items, and then also cleaning the area just to make sure that when people do come in, it's not like chaos or anything.
Okay. Do you know if we're going to be interacting with people who want to come in and look for items, or are we going to be in the back?
More than likely, we probably will. I guess it just depends on maybe how many homes they're building or what kind of day it is. They might already have the material. But I'm pretty sure we'll be interacting with like other faculty or other volunteers.
Sure, yeah.
But maybe not so much the people that are actually getting the house. But yeah. So let's see. And then I know we had a couple objectives that we created, and I'm just going to read them, and then maybe you guys can kind of give me your input on like how you think we'll meet those like objectives.
Okay.
So our first one is Through Habitat for Humanity, the team will form a leadership bond with the community and help with the organization of the restore area. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of just self-explanatory. Since it is servant leadership and you're serving the community and helping others serve the community, you are going to create that bond like through with those people and with other people. I know when I did the construction area, you kind of made a bond with like other workers and even like family members because you were all helping create this like really important thing for this family. Let's see what other ones. And then it also kind of just talked about how we'll help demonstrate leadership role to maybe families that do come in and kind of spread awareness about the project to other people and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure after this I'll probably be talking about my experience, and I've already told my husband what I'm up to because he worked a lot. But when it comes to the leadership part, let's see, how could we achieve that leadership role? For me, if anything, if I end up interacting with people that are there that are looking for donated items, I'd want to take on that leadership role of helping them find what they need, and while I'm also getting my hours in as well.
Well, what I was thinking, something that hit me, I don't remember if I think it was Bo who sent this. He said, I know it's cold outside, but you guys woke up in a warm house. He's like, this walk won't be too bad. And so I live by myself in a townhome, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, by myself. Like, I'm extremely lucky in being able to help people who don't have homes, to help them, even just in the restore, to get material and stuff. I'm really excited to do that because I don't take it for granted, but I don't always realize every day how lucky I am to wake up in a warm place. And so
I agree.
I'm excited.
Sometimes I really forget.
Yeah. So a little more about Habitat for Humanity, just because some people I know think that anyone can kind of get this house or whatever, but you actually have to meet like specific requirements. You have to be a person who is like in poverty or extreme poverty. Maybe you're homeless or you're unable to like provide for yourself or your family. And so they actually have to go through a process to make sure that a family that actually is in need is getting a house, and it's not someone that's just trying to get something cheaper. So the program or the place Habitat really does help serve the community. And I mean, Des Moines, especially where the river bend was, is one of the highest poverty places in the United States. I know that's what Dr. Joe said. And so places like this really just help try and get those people off their feet, and just so they can kind of better provide for their family. I know that they help them not only get a home, but they help them with finding a job and keeping a job, so then they can actually pay the bills and stuff like that when they get that home.
Well, I think it's a great learning experience for them, just to be able to learn how to get back on their feet again and learn how to earn something. Work towards that.
Yeah. So I think this is kind of like the last question. How do you both think, or how do you guys want to grow as a servant leader?
Well, I'm hoping that this can open me up more to wanting to serve, and because I haven't exactly been involved in my community, especially since I've lived here for a short amount of time. So I'm hoping that this will be a really inspiring experience to want me to go be involved more, and to want to serve, and especially so then that way I can apply it to my nursing career.
For me, about the community, I've always wanted to be a part of the community. I've always wanted to help. And my excuses have always been, one, too busy, which is true. But even if I give a couple hours a week, every week, even after this, and do something to help and volunteer, because all of the places that we went, like in Riverbend and all the places that need help, rely on volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
And even in a couple hours a week, I would like to do that, and I think that would help me grow as well as with my nursing career. Just kind of to know that everyone deserves help, everyone deserves to have, a good life. And if I can even just do a couple hours a week, and I just would like to do that, I guess. It kind of shows me what places I can go to now.
Yeah, I agree with you both. I mean, I really think the main way of becoming or growing as a servant leader is really just giving back to the community, whether you're actually going through a program and volunteering or if you're just helping a neighbor with something. I mean, it's really just about being like selfless and helping other people that are in need. And as like
the world needs more of that.
Yeah, as like future nurses or future just professionals that are in healthcare, you're constantly being a servant leader because you're caring for others. And I just feel like this class, servant leadership, really just kind of gives you an idea of how you can be that in future careers.
Well said.
So do you guys have anything else you want to say?
I do not.
No? Okay, well, I think we're done. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast then.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.